the amount of heat Burna Boy is getting within this political discourse of Nigeria, the guy might as well be on the ballot paper. It is crazy. People need validation in this life of ours for some reason. People are always looking to their celebrities for everything, including their political input, which is crazy because you are an adult who should be able to make certain decisions for yourself without having to hear from a celebrity about what they think. I mean, that's just me personally. That people are dragging Burna Boy. I'm sure probably by now you've come across it. Why he isn't being vocal about the Nigerian political process currently going on. Why isn't he speaking anything about it? Which Burna Boy, of course, came out to, make certain statements, wondering why people care so much what he says. From his IG story, he says, I don't know why it's such a big deal to some Nigerians that have not been vocal about the elections. Personally, I don't have a candidate that I believe in. I've never supported any political party or candidate in my life because I don't want to make you vote and then blame me when the person fuck up as usual. That being said, I hope all votes counts and the best man wins. For some reason, this very, very sane response from Burna Boy is not enough for people, which surprises me because he said everything he needs to say around, and people want to play pretend. People are saying, well, we are not really saying, pick a side. We are only saying be vocal about it. Say something. We want to hear about you since, you are such an influential person in this country. We want to hear from you. We want to hear about it. That's the angle people are taking this to, that they don't really want to see him pick a side. They just want to hear from him. So one Mr. Ayode, a Nigerian, journalist, wrote back to Burna Boy saying, dear Burna Boy, let me clear it up for you. It's a big deal because you position yourself as a politically conscious artist who cares about positive change. You have set up the same, especially internationally, talking about colonial hang-ups, corruption, fighting the power. So maybe it's not unreasonable that people expect you to use your platform to speak up, and it doesn't have to be one candidate. This is cap. This is totally cap, and I'm gonna get to that later. That being said, when it has mattered most, you have either talked down to people during moments of civic action or unrest. Your music/brand does not match your actions in real life. However, it's your constitutional right to be apathetic. But being surprised that people expect more from you is a little disingenuous. Massive points there. A lot of truth in there, but I think this person himself is being disingenuous, especially about the part where I said cap. Him saying, and it doesn't have to be about one candidate. It's a complete lie. And I'm gonna tell you why it's a lie. Months ago, Nigerian comedian Mr. Macaroni, leading up to the elections, a lot of tweets from him was about vote wisely, vote wisely, vote wisely. He was not backing any political person. He was being, very, very neutral about it. He wasn't vocal about which side he's taking. Good advice to tell people to vote wisely, right? It's not a bad advice. But every single time, all he got was cyberbullied. Mr. Macaroni got a lot of vitriol from people whenever he made a tweet telling people to vote wisely. Because people wanted him to pick a side. They wanted him to say he's supporting this candidate. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna tell you which people this mostly came from. The side of people who are supporting Labour Party. Like Peter Obi, I'm happy that the man has come up to make this challenge, to make a stand, to make a difference in African politics, because Nigeria is the most populous country in Africa. If he's able to make this change, it affects Africa entirely. Because there's been this two-party system that has been ruining many countries in Africa for as long as I can remember, since we received independence from our colonial masters. And there never seems to be any third person or third power that stands up and challenges them. And to see that somebody who was pretty much not known a couple of months ago stand up, put himself to this challenge, being able to contest against two of the most popular parties in his country, and to see people throw their weight behind him, wanting to see this change come to life, is a beautiful thing, and I'm happy for Mr. Peter Obi. And I truly hope that he wins, because Ghana and Nigeria are like this. I believe it will be a reflection on us for people to wake up finally in my country and see that we don't have to stick to these corrupt people of NDC and PP, there can truly be a change. NDC and PP is like the PDP and the APC version of Ghanaian politics, by the way. So I'm happy that the man is doing that. But his fan base or his supporters, or on the other hand, they need to learn how to communicate better. I mean, I get it. They thirst for change and they are angry for difference. I get that. But every time somebody on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, wherever, I see somebody, make their support for some other candidate, the thread, the comment section is filled with people cyberbullying this person. And Mr. Macaroni was no different. And so this person saying, well, you don't have to pick a side, just be vocal about it. It will not be enough for the people. They will still find a way to antagonize the guy because they truly want him to pick a side. And you cannot win as a celebrity in this game. If he picks a side, there will be vitriol, there will be insult from the other options that he did not choose, that he did not pick. They will not be happy with him. So yeah, y'all should quit pretending like, even if he comes out to just be vocal about it, you will not be mad again, or you will show that he's interested. Because like I said, Mr. Macron was doing that, telling people to vote wisely, and the guy got abused every time. And of recently, he came out and showed that he's in support of Mr. Peter Obi. And guess what? Nothing has changed. Well, something has changed. The insult that usually used to come from the Labour Party people has shifted to the PDP and the APC people. They are now the people who actually abuse him over his political choices. So as a celebrity, you cannot really win when it comes to politics. The best way or the best way to go about it is to be neutral or to keep quiet about it. But apparently that doesn't even save your ass. People will still be pissed at you. And like he said, I do not want to make you vote for somebody and then end up blaming me. And people want to act like, well, that ain't gonna happen, like the person who responded. But in fact, it is gonna happen. There are people in Ghana who threw their support behind certain politicians. Like, in 2016, Ghanaian politics was like what is going on in Nigeria right now. Except, different, because Peter Obi is from Labour Party, a third option that nobody saw making the amount of impact he's making right now. But pretty much, Akufo-Addo, our current president, Ghanaian president, was like that. People thought this man was gonna bring change. He was our final beacon of hope, and everybody threw their support behind him, including myself. There are some celebrities who came out in support of him, Sarkodie included. And Sarkodie, to this day, people won't let him rest for supporting that man. He still get abused whenever the subject of our politics comes into the discourse. Whenever NPP is mentioned and Sarkodie is mentioned, the guy receives all kinds of abuse because he threw his support behind this man who has turned out to be a total failure. So I can completely understand Burna Boy not wanting to, dip his legs or his toes in that mud of politics. But apparently that will not save you, whether you speak about it or not. So yeah, Burna Boy again made a response to this person, saying, why una mumu like this? First of all, say, out of the hundreds of songs I have, there are only about 7 songs about these topics, and they barely made me any money at all. 2, I've positively contributed more to Nigeria than you and all 3 candidates combined, and neither me nor my parents have ever taken a kobo from the government for any reason. So I'm more than qualified to tell people like you to shut the fuck up when you don't know what you're talking about. Being a celebrity, whatever it is they do, whether it's an actor, a musician, whatever it is a job. When they are outside of that job, people should not expect them to live that life. People should not expect actors to play the roles they play in their movies. People should not expect musicians to live the life they sing in their songs. It's a job. Just like I wake up and go to my job, just like you wake up and go to your job, and when you return home, you do other things that has absolutely nothing to do with the job. It's the same thing. I know people, musicians, who sing about love all the time, and they have like 2, 3 broken marriages. They can't keep shit together, and yet they constantly keep making songs about love. If you want to follow such a person, you're not gonna really end up in a successful relationship. It's the same thing here. It's a job. He's being versatile. He's talking about a variety of things in his songs. I mean, honestly, if his songs was only about nyash and booze, you're the same people who complain. As a musician, you gotta be versatile. So him singing about those subjects doesn't necessarily mean he wants to be an activist. So, the earlier you understand that these people are just doing their jobs and they don't have to necessarily live the life they sing in their songs or show on screen, it will be easier for you to go on with your life. Because yes, I agree, he's being a little hypocritical when you go out there international stages, podcasts and such, and speak about, the struggles of Nigeria, poverty and etc. And one of the biggest moves or movements that can possibly bring about change in your country, and you stay quiet about it, it's a little hypocritical, I'm gonna admit that. But learn to understand that the job is the job. They are doing their job. They make songs they have to make. They say things they have to say. Being versatile, just vibes. As long as you think about that and do not put so much hopes into celebrities. The same with politicians, and expect them to give a fuck about you or think like you do or make moves like you do. The easier it will be for you to live your life, honestly. So Mr. Yode responded again to Burna Boy, saying, "I'll respond to this in public because that's where it started," and he made several points. One, no one is doubting your positive contributions to Nigeria, nor did I imply it was a competition for who has contributed the most. Two, you are being disingenuous again. The profit/position implied here isn't from individual songs, but rather the brand these songs have helped build, but you knew that. Three, you are qualified to tell me to shut the fuck up because it's a free country. The same way people who are your fans and gave you the career you have expect more from you. Bonus point, own your political apathy, but don't wear the freedom fighter uniform when it's convenient. That was some good points there. Honestly, that was some really good points there. Because to whom more is given, more is expected. Especially when you make songs making people think that, you are about that life. But clearly he's telling you, like I told you, it's just a job. Like he said, it didn't even make him that much money. So again, learn to detach the art from the musician or the actor. That's what I always tell people with this whole, celebrity fandomship and all of that. You enjoy what the person creates and you try to separate your emotions from that person and you'll be fine. I mean, that's what I do at least. I like the song, I like the movie, and that is it for me. You try to idolize somebody, you try to do that things. This is the kind of situation you end up with. Again, yeah, he's being disingenuous, he's being a little hypocritical, but you are a grown-up. You should know what you want, which politicians you want to vote for. And that should be enough for you to go out there and make your own choices. You do not need Burna Boy's input for you to decide. Because the truth of the matter, as again, they're saying they don't really want him to pick a side. They are just saying be vocal about it. Even if he was vocal and he was neutral, that still won't be enough for a lot of people. Still, people want him to pick a side. And if he does pick a side, the other side he did not pick will be pissed. So he cannot win. So if he chooses to stay quiet about it, my guy, let the man be quiet about it. Learn that these are people with jobs. Just like you wake up and you go to your job and you do what you gotta do to eat and you come home and it's different from what you do at work. Understand that it's the same for a lot of these people. They say what they have to say. They do what they have to do to put bread on the table. And that's what it is. Don't be expecting so much of them and your life will be so easy. But anyway, yeah, that's what I think about this whole craziness. If you have something to say about my thoughts on this subject, let me know. Leave a comment, leave a like, and it would be nice if you subscribe to if you want to see more from me. Catch you later.